Hello and welcome back. Well, for the past 20 plus years, Ubuntu has prided itself as being one of the first Linux-based systems to bring Linux accessible to the Windows masses. And for the most part, they have succeeded. My first date with Ubuntu was back in 2006, and here I am today, so thank you, Ubuntu. Of course, for today's choice, should Windows 10 users dump Windows 11 or not upgrade to Windows 11 and instead install Ubuntu? The answer is a solid maybe. Ubuntu ships with the GNOME desktop environment. Look, we all know that GNOME is not the lightest of the Linux desktop environments. In fact, in my test, I have found Windows 11 to run a little bit faster than Ubuntu, at least in my old, outdated hardware. Hardware that originally had Windows 7, then Windows 8, Windows 10, and now Windows 11. You may find Windows 11 to run a little bit faster. Another problem is, well, terminal commands. Yes, if you dump Windows 10 for Ubuntu, you will definitely have to learn terminal commands, such as, for example, the click to minimize, click to maximize function. You cannot do that by default in Ubuntu. I think in today's world that's ridiculous. I don't know why it's done that way. It's not hard to fix, but you will have to learn terminal commands in Ubuntu to make it more user-friendly for Windows 10 users. Again, it's not hard to learn, and based on almost all of your Windows user comments to this, you're telling me forget about the terminal. Another issue is, well, packages, software packages, app images. A popular way to, run software in Ubuntu does not work in Ubuntu by default. You will again have to learn some terminal commands to make this work. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. Again, it's not hard. It can be done. I will say that updates in Ubuntu and Linux in general are much, much, much faster. Much faster for running updates, a lot faster than your Windows counterparts. In fact, with Ubuntu, running the Ubuntu 25.0 for Plucky, Puff, and Beta, I usually don't have to reboot or, to install updates more than once. In Windows, it's multiple times. And in today's world, I will say it's freaking annoying. So Linux does have that advantage. What else can I say, guys? Look, if you have a spare machine like a ThinkPad, ThinkPads work great with Linux. Install this, see if you like it, or if you don't need Windows anymore or have a backup of your Windows 10, then by all means install this and see what you think. Make sure you run all the updates and see if Ubuntu is for you. I will say this, that on a 50-inch TV, Ubuntu does look pretty darn good. Thank you, Ubuntu, for 20 years, and thank you for letting me get used to the world of Linux, even though I still use Windows 11. Ha ha.